Hey, what's going on? You're listening to Lee and Chris. We just wanted to talk about some more Battlefield 5 news. This is a little old now, but like I said, we get to this shit when we can.
We got jobs and shit.
Yeah, man, we got a lot of shit to do. The pre-order numbers, I guess, are in for Battlefield 5, and they are not very good. VG 24/7, the article says Battlefield 5 pre-orders so far have been weak, below Black Ops 4 and Red Dead Redemption 2. And the article goes on to say, it looks like player anticipation for Battlefield 5, at least judging by its pre-order numbers, has not been great.
Well, if you want to take World War II and turn it into a postmodern monstrosity with claw hands,
Yeah.
You might lose a couple people.
Yeah, you might alienate some of the fan base, and then
There was enough people with the black Nazis or the black Germans.
Yeah,
The black German on the cover.
right, right. That was dumb enough. And then when your audience shows some discontent,
And then you, very classy,
yeah,
tell them to fuck themselves
Right.
and buy it anyway.
I think they said something to the extent of, if they don't like that women are going to be included in this game, they don't have to buy it.
Which I kind of remember a certain someone who worked for Microsoft telling
Yeah.
Xbox people something similar of, like, deal with it, faggot.
Yeah, because
And he was fired,
Yeah.
immediately.
he was fired, and there was a huge backlash. And I think one could safely say that the initial bad press and stupid decisions that Microsoft made.
They actually changed the online-only thing, because that was part of the plan.
Yeah.
After they fired him, they brought it all back.
Mm-hmm. And remember, it was online only, and they were going to do something where you couldn't share games with people.
Yeah, that. So no pre-owned games.
Yeah.
Or,
Now, that's like ancient history now, but I mean, that was a thing, and everyone, forgets probably, but, well, maybe not, but
maybe because he wasn't defending women with claw hands.
Right, yeah.
And fucking
Yeah.
green hair in
He
World
wasn't,
War II.
He was just kind of being stupid. He wasn't defending social inequality or, social justice. But yeah, he said he said, well, why would you live anywhere where you didn't have internet access? So that's how is what Battlefield 5 said any different or any less
He really pissed
obtuse.
off those 5 scientists in Antarctica
yeah,
when
really.
he said that.
Well, you know what? Probably a lot of people, of course, a lot of people have internet access, and I'm sure a lot of lower income people have internet access, but it was kind of the
It wasn't as proliferated
yeah.
at the time. So,
No.
I mean, I remember we had internet access then, but it wasn't like the greatest.
So yeah, they said if the fans don't like women being in the game, they don't have to buy it. And according to initial reports, the fans are not buying it. So it's one of those things where kind of be careful what you wish for. And the other thing that I've said this to Sobe too, who's not here today, obviously. They're marketing this to all these. I don't know what they're doing, but once they alienate their fan base and all the usual people who don't like the kind of shit that they force feed you,
Yeah.
who are they selling these games to?
Casuals with money.
Yeah, but is there enough of them?
I think, I don't know. It's what I always thought, like with Fortnite and all that, there's got to be like shitloads of parents all over
Yeah.
screaming at their children, waving the credit card bill.
Right.
But like, I don't know. I couldn't imagine Black Ops has really decent numbers either compared to like 5 years ago.
No, I know. Yeah, the whole Call of Duty thing is because the last one, that World War II one they did, really tanked and didn't get good reviews at all from people.
Except for, the usual suspects, Game
Yeah.
Informer, IGN. Of course,
Right.
it was a masterpiece.
Yeah.
All
And-
they have money, they send to them.
And and games like that are always going to have a player base just because they're so popular. And you would think the same thing for Battlefield, and I'm sure that Battlefield will do all right when it comes out. And they're already EA, which is just a clusterfuck of a company. They're already coming out and talking down the pre-order numbers that they're I think they said pre-orders in 2018. They're not as important of a metric as they used to be, and
And why they push them so much.
Right, yeah,
Because they know that you're going to spend like an extra $30
Right.
fucking dollars.
and that they even went on to say, I think it was this article where the guy from EA says, maybe I could find it. Give me 1 second.
And
And
that's, you're looking for that.
Yeah.
That's what they did with Red Dead. If you want like the full game or with some extra content, $90 instead of 60. And like the regular $60 version, they're even like downplaying that. They're calling it the basic version.
Right,
You
yeah.
know?
Let's see. This is some guy from Matt Pastella, game industry analyst and NPD Group, offers a different take. He goes on to say, he's not from EA, it doesn't sound like, but day one sales are less important today than they used to be in determining ultimate sales success. Which maybe there's a little truth to that, but I don't know. I think day one sales are pretty important still.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Grand Theft Auto 5.
Well, especially when you're talking about EA, like there wasn't enough interest in Andromeda,
No.
and they just scrapped all the DLC. They're like, fuck it,
Right.
we made our money back. Fuck it.
And look at how bad of a launch Battlefront 2 was. I think they're just about to release the first DLC, and that game's been out for over a year.
Yeah, people were really pissed off about it.
Yeah. And it was mostly to do with the
Loot boxes.
the loot boxes and what's that called? Microtransactions. Now, see, I have to go the complete opposite direction on that game because I played it supposedly after the loot box fix, which I never would have bought them anyway, but so I didn't care. I really enjoyed Battlefront 2, and I thought it was a great game. But it's not even so much that they're adding women to... Okay, so, you know what? All right, so it's stupid. It's kind of a bandwagon, although they're saying that it's not a bandwagon thing, and there's another article that I want to talk about from the actual developers where they're speaking about this.
They're trying to manipulate opinion, and they're
Yeah.
not being shy about it.
No.
And they're acting like, this is just organic.
Not only are they not being shy about it, they're being obstinate about it.
Yeah.
Where they're actually telling people, well, hey, you know what? Fuck you. You don't like it, don't buy it.
And at the same time, they're trying to make it seem like, oh, well, this is the way it's going to go. It has
Right.
to go this way.
Yeah. And as a matter of fact, you're absolutely right. Let me go to the other article.
But talking about those loot boxes, that one developer from EA, going back to the Mass Effect 3 days, his name was Manveer Hare.
Mm-hmm.
He said that he saw people that spent $15,000 on Mass Effect 3 multiplayer loot boxes.
Really?
And this was fucking 2012.
Yeah, that was kind of the sort of the very
Actually,
beginning of that kind of sort of the microtransaction thing.
Mass
right?
Effect 3 was pretty much the benchmark
Yeah.
in like the loot boxes and like, oh, $3 for a Spectre pack? Ah, fuck it.
Yeah, fuck
I
it.
bought one.
But see, I think the other key difference is look at Grand Theft Auto. Look at the success they've had with those shark cards. I think still, and it's relevant to so many different businesses and fields of professions, and if the base core product is a good product, people are always going to spend money on it. Especially if you don't do things like what the EA devs do and piss all over the fan base and tell them to fuck off if they don't like what you're doing.
Warframe is case in point.
Yeah.
They love the fan base. They
Exactly.
do things for the fan base. And oh, Jesus.
It's a crazy idea. They cater to their fan base. Imagine that.
Like, I bought Platinum. I bought a Prime Access, 2 of them, actually. And I don't feel fucking ripped off in the least.
No, because you're having fun. It's free to, first of all, you never spent, like, one of the most embarrassing things that I ever did. I pre-ordered, I think, a deluxe edition. Get ready.
Of
Mass Effect Andromeda.
I thought you just bought the normal game and never played it.
Nope. I think I bought like an $80 version of the game and played it a total of 5 times.
Well, I'm going to confess that I'm going to buy probably the $90 version of Red Dead to
Yeah.
pre-order so I can get the extra shit.
You know what, though? At least, you know, it's a Rockstar.
Yeah.
And you know Red Dead 2 is going to be good. I didn't know anything about Andromeda before it was coming out. I just said, you know what? It's Mass Effect. It's got to be good. How could they ruin Mass Effect? And much to my chagrin, did I find out how much they butchered Mass Effect. And then, of course, you guys never got it, so there was nobody to play multiplayer.
I didn't buy it just on general principle, and
Yeah.
I knew it would have sucked because, I don't know, I like Shepard, I like the old characters and all that stuff.
It
but
wasn't the same.
starting a brand new one just didn't make sense.
No, it didn't. It was kind of one of those games that really did run its course, and they probably should have never made a whole new thing, and it was because remember the whole thing that with the face animations that came out, and it was ridiculed. It was really like an embarrassing thing for them.
Yeah, the SJW shit was like the least of it. It was just a train wreck.
Yeah, it was just a shitty game. And that's the other thing. Like, the SJW stuff is fucking annoying. Like, they had a transgender character in Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yeah, alien. A fucking, what, a transgender?
I
The
think it was-
Asari are fucking transgender.
Yeah.
They can fuck anything.
Right.
They're all women.
Yeah.
But they can fuck any creature on the planet
And
and
it's interesting.
interbreed with anyone. They're like the whores of space.
Yeah.
And fucking... Isn't that enough?
Yeah, that's pretty good too. I think that's fucking awesome. And like, they were hot, and it was
They
a
were
kind
blue.
of an interesting. They were blue. They were the token sci-fi blue women. How could you get better than that? They were the Twi'leks of Mass Effect.
Yeah, not as big tits as Twi'leks, though.
That's true. Yeah. Although, you notice the Twi'leks have been completely removed from the Star Wars franchise. They're not in the movies anymore. They're not in the games. They're gone.
You need a good old-fashioned alien slave girl in your
exactly.
Mos Eisley hideout.
Yeah, it's just not the same without them. But yeah, here's an article. This is from GameSpot, which is
Cunts.
yeah, they're just as bad as IGN, and they're not even as popular. Battlefield 5 dev says it's a shame Battlefield 1 didn't initially include women. And then he says, I don't think it's a bandwagon thing. It's about gamers wanting to express themselves in different ways. First of all, it's never really... Battlefield is never really about expressing yourself. Battlefield was great, and you weren't really on 3, but me and Sobe were religious Battlefield 3 players.
Why don't they make it realistic and you could play as a woman back home,
A nurse.
killing the chickens
Yeah.
and doing all the farm work because the dude's not around.
Right, you could be
Because he's
roasting-
getting blown up.
Right, he's getting killed. They weren't off having fun.
I actually heard that somewhere around here, one of my old stops, and he was talking about like, oh, when the men went to war, the women did all the work. We had to feather the chickens and all
Yeah.
that. And it's like,
How horrible.
like
You were
they were fucking getting mulched by goddamn Hitler's buzzsaw.
Yeah, and like in World War One, they were getting like mustard gas dropped on them and stuff like that.
And
yeah,
if you didn't go, like say you had flat feet or something, they'd
Yeah.
pin a fucking faggot rose on you
you were shamed for the rest of your life.
because you didn't go die for. Never mind.
Yeah, never mind. And here it is. DICE has revealed backlash since the announcement that women would be included in Battlefield 5. There are many who accuse the developer of pursuing an agenda, bending historical accuracy to jump on the bandwagon of gender and racial inclusivity.
Not an agenda.
No, they're not. They're not pushing an agenda.
They're not like pushing it more and more with every single release and
Yeah.
getting mad at people when they say fuck off.
Right, yeah.
Not an agenda. And it's not like every company is doing it, like
Right.
where there's a female member of,
Right.
of the Red Dead Redemption gang that
Right.
you're in.
Oh, is there really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's how the Wild West was.
Yeah, whore of staff or something. Like,
Yeah.
they were fucking whores back then. That was like the best job they could get. Or marry a...
Maybe
One of
a
them.
mayor or something, right? Or a sheriff.
They couldn't be mayor.
No, marry a mayor.
Oh.
No, of course they couldn't be mayor. We know that.
You just gotta marry that rich Jew.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see
I love
here.
Deadwood. They called accounting Jew lessons. Jew magic. Like, he was teaching in the one whore accounting. And, like, her lesson. She's like, I done my Jew lessons for today. That was such a good fucking show.
Oh, man. Let's see. DICE executive producer Alexander Grondel, they're all a bunch of Swedish fags, disagrees, even saying he wishes his team had initially included women in 2016's Battlefield 1. I mean, if we were getting on the bandwagon, I created Battlefield 1 and would have jumped on the bandwagon that time around. So, we're not getting on the bandwagon, but we would have got on the bandwagon back in 2016. But they're not doing it now.
Just too much Muslim cum in his stomach.
Yes,
Fuck 'em.
probably.
What's your inclusiveness done to your lovely Sweden?
Yeah.
Fucking dumbass.
And what's it doing to your fucking game franchise, too?
What's it doing to your wife?
Yeah. Well, Grondel told Game Radar, DICE did eventually add female Russian soldiers to Battlefield 1 in the name of the Tsar DLC, but women were not prominently featured in the multiplayer prior.
See, you add them in, but then they're not featured
Right.
well enough.
They're not prominent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Grondel continued, I think it's a shame we didn't add women, because that perhaps would have been better for us. I don't think it's a bandwagon thing. I think it's about gamers wanting to express themselves in different ways. If you take a look at Battlefield, historically, it's about expressing yourself through gameplay, solving problems the way you want to, and these characters fall perfectly in line with that thinking. No, see,
I didn't even follow that.
no, that doesn't make any sense. That's just like what's that called? That double speak that Marxists do. That means nothing, and that's never what Battlefield's been about. It's never been about expressing yourself
Or problem solving. You shoot things.
Yeah, you try to fucking get the other team. You try to beat the other team, and you. I remember going on Battlefield wanting to have fun with my friends and wanting to have the highest KDR, not problem solving or expressing myself. I remember getting yelled at because we liked Battlefield 3 so much, we fucking rented a server for 3 months, I think.
Yeah.
I remember getting yelled at and called a faggot by people when they'd get in the helicopter, and me and Sophie wanted it. We'd kick them from the server. And they're like, "You fucking faggot!" You get the message. I'm just happy that at least the initial thing here is these pre-sales are down, and I hope when the game comes out, I don't even know when it comes out. I know it's relatively soon. I hope it fucking tanks. And you know what? They got a lot of fucking competition. They got Red Dead 2, which is going to be huge.
Yeah, it will be.
Because it's Rockstar. You know Rockstar is going to do a decent job.
They haven't come out with a game since 2013. The last game that they came out with.
Grand Theft Auto, right?
Yeah, and like remastering like some of the old GTAs like for mobile and stuff like that. But yeah, it was GTA. That was it. That was all they were doing.
Right.
For the past 5 years?
Just making GTA Online stuff. And GTA is still so popular that don't you get in-game GTA stuff for pre-ordering Red Dead?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean isn't that the best-selling game of all time, Grand Theft Auto 5?
Best-selling piece of media.
Yeah.
Beating every movie, every single thing ever created of all time.
Yeah. Like and subscribe, comment if you have something to say, or if you don't have something to say, especially comment then.